Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video. This is Kaz Diesel Doctor, but I just want to show you something that some of the guys were talking about earlier about is it a problem if you use a whiz wheel on the surface of the block? And there's plenty of guys out there going to say, you know, that they use different ways of prepping the block, and that's fine. I'm not condemning anybody for doing this. I'm just actually showing a comparison of the reason why we choose to do it this way. But also keep in mind, if you're doing a job where the cylinder heads are coming off and it's in the vehicle, there is no way to do what we're talking about. There's absolutely not any way to use a CBN cutter like that and surface the block. So don't get me wrong, there's a surfaceability aspect to this. And you know, if you brought your truck here, we're going to prep the block. But for the most part, most of the guys, if you were to bring your truck here and we were to do cylinder heads and we were to pull the heads off, obviously we're not going to tear the entire engine down to put it in some sort of surfacer to do this. So I'm not condemning anybody. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just showing you the differences. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but this is just the differences. Now, I've taken this block here and just kind of whiz wheeled it, and I've gone from end to end, because it doesn't matter whether you use a whiz wheel or you used you know, some other form of prepping the block, a fine grit sandpaper with a block, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to take off enough material to make it flat. There's a difference between smoothness and flatness. Flatness from end to end, from corner to corner, on this block, after kind of finagling with it a little bit, I could get it down to, and keep in mind, I'm also doing, you could take a straight edge and lay it across about 3/1000ths from end to end on this, and tolerances was within 4. So again, we're still within tolerance. The difference between, I just wanted to show the difference between what happens when you prep a block like this and while we choose when we're building an engine. And again, this is when we're building an engine that we're going to surface the block, because it makes way more sense to do that. But anyways, I wanted to show you just the RA finish of the block itself. And this is another reason why we choose to do this way. Again, 30 is what we're looking for, at least 30. So I'm going to set this right here on the block and let it make a profile view. And okay, so it's going to come out 41. I'm measuring it in the exact same spot. So let me come over here, roll the engine back upright, and we're going to measure it. Now, obviously, you can see this is the side of the block that we've actually surfaced with a CBN. So we'll roll this thing back around. We got a 41 reading. I don't know now, it's upside down if you can read that or not. But anyway, I got a 41 reading on that. And I'll do the same thing over here. You can see that the profile looks a lot different than the other one. The other one was kind of all over the place. I'll turn the camera around. That's a 13 RA finish on it. The reason why we choose that to go ahead and surface the block, for obvious reasons, it's better. Now, if I check to see what my basically what if I was to probe off from corner to corner, I've already done it, but anyway, it's within a 0.5 thousandths. That's a whole lot closer than 3/1000ths on this other side. Again, I'm not saying that it's wrong to do it this way when you're just doing heads, but certainly if you're going to go ahead and build the engine, sealing surfaces are going to be a whole lot better when they're flat, and that's the reason why you would do it. If you were pulling the cylinder heads off, if you were going to do that, you know, you would deck the, or you would surface the cylinder head. There would be no question about that. But given my choice, and you tell me, well, I'm going to go with an engine builder that surfaces the block versus one that doesn't. If I've got my choice, I'm obviously going to go with a guy that actually surfaces the block. It's just kind of silly. I mean, there's really no argument against that. There are, and again, this will be the last thing I'll say, but there are ways to do things that aren't necessarily wrong. They're not necessarily right either. I mean, what I'm looking for is the best way, not how much can I get by with. I want to know what's the best way to go about doing this, and by far, surfacing the block is the best way. And again, I don't want to get in an argument with, because I know there's tons of guys out there that say, oh, you don't have to do that. And I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying, given my preference, this is the best way to do it. Anyways, thanks for watching.